Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to my channel. And today in this video, we will talk about the variables in statistics. Variables is one of the important concept when it comes to the statistics. But before moving to my topic, as usual, I want to tell you that thank you for all these things you have done for me. You have supported me a lot since this is my new this is a new channel, and you are supporting him a lot. The same thing I want to expect from you in the future. So let's move into the agenda. What are variables in statistics? So the first thing is variable in statistics. They are actually considered to be the fundamental concept that represent the characteristics or attributes being measured or studied in the data set. So it's just like a container which contain the characteristics which being studied in the data set. For example, I have a data set which contain many columns. So that particular column which contains some sort of values, it's called a variable. For example, my column is about the age. I have an age column, so age will contain the multiple values, and age is considered to be that variable. Okay, it contains some samples. So that is actually the definition of variables. Now variables are categorized into two categories. One is called the quantitative variables, the other is called the qualitative variables. Quantitative variables you can observe by its name, it refers to the quantity, which means we something which we can count. For example, the age, the weight, the gender, and all these things. Qualitative refers to those things which can't be count. Well, oh, sorry, I actually told you the gender. Gender comes in qualitative. Gender. Apart from this, we can check gender, education level, or some more columns that can't be counted, and they are considered to be the categorical variables. Okay, as I told you, the definition of quantitative variables can take can take any value with a certain range. It can be whole numbers or natural numbers. It refers to something which we can count. For example, the temperature, weight, and age of the person. Okay, now let's talk about the continuous variables. Continuous variables can take any value within a given range, often with decimals. So continuous variables can take the values with some sort of range, and data these are considered to be the continuous values. This can be any value within a certain range. For example, the temperature or the weight, they are considered to be the continuous variables. And continuous variables comes in the category of quantitative variables. And the second type in quantitative variable is discrete variable. Discrete variable can take only specific values. Usually it take the whole numbers. For example, when it comes to the difference between the discrete and continuous variables, so discrete variables contain only few values. For example, the student performance. It can be measured from 1 to 10. And if I talk about the age, then the age comes in continuous variables. It can be between 0 to 100. So they are considered to be the big value, and the age can also come in years, then months, and all these things. And when you talk about the discrete variables, they are refers to something which is quite in a less range. For example, the number of children, the number of cars. Okay, now let's move towards the qualitative variables. In the qualitative variables, we represent the categories, and we represent something which can be measured. It can be measured numerically. For example, we have a gender or class of a student. Which class of a student means which class the student belongs to. Whether it belongs to the class 1, class 2, class 3, class 4. They are considered to be the qualitative variables when we talk about the quality, not a quantity. Okay. In the qualitative variables, we have another type which is called we have the first type which is called the nominal variables. Nominal variables are refers to those variables which have no order. For example, gender, color, country, they have no order. Male, female, they have no order. They can be we can also write female before name, male, gender, female before male, and we can write male before female. So there is no restriction, or there is no, you can say, a protocol of order. The second type is actually called the ordinal variable. So the ordinal variable having a natural order ranking among the categories. So ordinal variables have some sort of order. For example, we have what type of education level you have. Whether you have a metric level, you have an intermediate, you have a college level, you have a university, or you can do a master's, bachelor. These are considered like education level, and then they have some sort of you can say some sort of sequence. because as I told you, and the other is satisfaction rating. Satisfaction rating start from 1 to 10, and they also have some sort of order, because if you fully satisfied from person, you can go with either 10 or 9.5, and if you are not satisfied, you can go below 5. So this is actually the ordinal variables. Now, before ending these two concepts, variables in statistics, I want you to read these things, because these are some key concepts. First, for example, what is the measurement scale when it comes to the variables? It refers to the variable, how variable is measured. Common scales include, we sometimes use the nominal scales, in which variable have no order. I explain you ordinal scale, in which categories with a natural number. We either use the interval. The interval contain numerical data within between values, but not true 0 point, which means the temperature in Celsius. Which means interval means when we do the when we calculate the values based on some sort of time. Ratio, numerical data with equal intervals and a true 0 point. Okay, so these are all some of the concepts when it comes to the variable in Python. So I hope, do you enjoy the whole video? If you have any sort of doubt, you can ask me in the comment section. Okay, but for now, you must be clear about what are variables and what type of variables we used in statistics. And there is also some more concept which contain the dependent and very independent variable. I will explain it in the future videos. But now these are some of the important things which I think you need to understand in order to communicate with the data, or in order to tackle the problems or the challenges that are occurs in the data. So thank you, and bye bye.